I went to the village, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because I have encouraged everybody to get involved in local elections. I encourage everybody to get involved with Toni Preckwinkle, and who promised in February before the election that the tax thing is all taken care of and the tax bills would come out on time. She gets elected in February and announces 6 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago the tax bills will be late again. So thank you, Toni Preckwinkle, and thank you for everybody that voted for Toni Preckwinkle, because we're back in the same pile of poop that we were before. So I went to the Village Hall meeting this past Tuesday.
How'd that go?
It went great. Signed in. For some reason, we have a half-hour talking thing at the beginning. The residents and people could come up and have 3 minutes. And for some reason, our village board cuts it off at 30 minutes at the beginning of the meeting. So if you weren't in the first 10 people during the first 30 minutes to get up there, you have to wait the entire meeting and then talk, right? I got there late. I got my petition slip in late, so I was at the end. 80% of the people left, right? Because they're not sticking around for an hour until the meeting's over. I think that's wrong, personally. I think if you show up to make a comment, you should do it at the beginning, and everybody should hear your comment. It was packed because they were upset. A lot of people are upset because of a development going on downtown in Northbrook, okay? A lot of people are very upset. They had seating area in the hallway. I mean, there had to be over 150 people there. Wow. So what did they do? They limited the conversation to only half hour, and then 80%, 90% of the people left, and I hung around for the meeting, and I was like one of the last to speak because I got my slip in late. Okay, fine. All right, I got it. So during the meeting, a lot of things happened that I wanted to comment on. One of the things that happened is one of the trustees, JoJo, very nice lady, said, hey, you know what? Why don't we bring in a developer to talk to our residents about that the development of commercial down below and residential up top isn't really happening, even though it's happening in Wheeling, even though it's happening in Buffalo Grove and Schaumburg. I had lunch with the police chief, Joe Romano, in Niles. Went to high school with Joe. Okay, we graduated Maine East in '84. He's now running Niles. Great police chief. He told me that they've got stuff going on at Gulf Mill. They're going to build commercial down, residential up. So it's happening everywhere but in Northbrook. And I said, it would be nice if we had a developer on the board. We had an open seat, 3 people. One guy was Fortune 100 C-suite, very smart guy, Ted Gady. We had another guy, Michael Norton, who's an actual developer. It'd be nice to have a developer on the board during this major thing. So JoJo says, yeah, it'd be nice if we brought somebody in. So I go up there. It'd be nice if we had somebody in the open seat instead of a music something tomorrow, whoever got the position, who's got a background in music. It'd be nice to have a guy who's got a background in commercial real estate there. Whatever. So then I also said, you know what? It would also be nice if the outgoing village manager would return phone calls to people who call in and want to give us land. And I used the example. On July 7th, I showed everybody in here that I got a call from Jim Zay, from the DuPage County Water Reclamation District, right? I showed you all?
Yep.
He called me July 7th at 12:03, correct?
Correct.
I missed that call, correct?
You called him back at 12:04.
And how long was I on the call for Mr. Zay?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. So I have receipts.
Documented.
The village manager on the way out, who likes to make up rules, and the village president are there chirping, that didn't happen, I don't know what I'm talking about. I was on the phone with the guy for 10 minutes. He's going to build a gigantic water pumping station to get water out to the fine folks of the DuPage County, right? That's his job. He did a great job. There's 100 acres there. He wants to give Northbrook, sell us 10 acres for 0% interest rate for $500,000 a year repayment. He'll let us pay back the 20 acres for $500,000 a year for 0% interest rates. Now, I do mortgages for a living. 0% interest rate is a pretty good interest rate.
Yep.
Okay? Just in case you didn't know, getting a loan, $10 million loan for 0% interest, and you could pay back 500 G's a year for 20 years with 0% interest is a pretty good deal. And this guy said repeatedly on the conversation I had with him for how long, Roy?
10 minutes.
That he cannot get a call back from the village of Northbrook. So if it's happening in Northbrook, it is happening in other towns. So I implore you to get involved. And the village president and the village manager sat there like 2 clucking hens, basically telling me to my face that didn't happen. And I said, give me a Bible, hand a Bible, it happened. And I showed you that it happened. So I just want to let everybody know the facts. Okay, the facts are there are residential properties going up with commercial down below, and it is a viable entity. Drive down the street to Buffalo Grove, okay, on Lake Cook and 83, and you will see a lot of commercial down below and residential up high. You live there, okay? Yeah. It's right around the corner from you.
Brings in taxes.
It's 15 minutes from my house, but it's Niles, 10 minutes from my house. They're going to redo Golf Mill. But again, I'm a liar. They called me a liar in front of my town. So I am doing this video because 80 to 90% of the people left. And I'm going to get this out to let everybody know what actually happened. I do not lie. Okay? And we have 20 acres there. It'd be nice if somebody from the village would call somebody back. And if it's happening in Northbrook, it's happening in your town, it's happening in your village, and you need to get off your rear end and get involved.